Hi everyone, welcome to DOdaily. Wake up to walk. It's Des here, ready to attack the day, ready to really attack the weekend. Today, I'm in a completely different location to where I'd normally be. I'm actually deep in the South Staffordshire countryside, just south of Burton, between Burton and Tamworth, readying myself for an endurance running event. Something I'm really looking forward to, something I do every year. I'm here with the Do Running Gang, the running club I lead back in Nottingham. Really looking forward to a weekend of epic efforts, achievement, which is always great, and a lot of team building. The Friday night is always about getting together, setting up camp, and then from 12 p.m. on Saturday, it's about 24-hour laps, 10k laps of some of the most undulating countryside you'll ever find. I'll just show you again around me. Just perched myself up on a hill. The camp's just a little bit down there. Really looking forward to getting underway with that. But as ever, Friday's about getting out for a walk, and that's what I'm doing now. Done about 5k already, just sort of recceing almost the route. So between a few showers, I've dashed back, but now it's just about sort of getting that pre-event activity in, finishing the week as I like to do, finishing it strong, making the most of my surroundings, the fresh air, and it's definitely full of that here. I'm just going to spin around slightly, just over there. You can just about see it through the trees, is the River Trent. So whilst I'm probably about a good 40-50 miles from home, it's upstream, and something I can familiarise with to some degree. But it's just amazing to be out. Whenever I'm somewhere like this, I always say how much I like it, how much I'm enjoying being out, and it adds so much to what I do. And after another somewhat indifferent week, seems to be the theme almost over the last 5 or 6 weeks, it's been great in many ways. Got lots sorted, feeling absolutely fantastic. But one or two things have just sort of upset the apple cart. I've made a few changes which feel good about making those strong decisions. Of course, I always take this time to reflect. Being out here doing this, gives me great sort of headspace and the chance to soul search a little bit. Again, I'll just show you some of the views, back down into camp. Absolutely awesome. Gives me a great sort of headspace, like I say, just to think it through. And this week I kind of, like I say, it's kind of been a bit strange. It's been great in many ways. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've enjoyed, all the things I do, making some good decisions, particularly early on in the week. Was probably a little bit in a rush to iron out a few things that are making me busy, making me feel tired, wanting them to change almost immediately. But I know by the way I talk normally, by the things I do, that that's not always the case. A little patience is required at times, and taking time, whether it's midweek motivation, whether it's getting out for a run on a Friday, taking a little bit of time can be just the tonic to sort of weigh it all up, realise where it has and hasn't worked, and just keep going. And understand that it's not always massively straightforward, is it? For a long time now, things have been nice. I've had lots of opportunity to do exciting things, all the things I love. Of course, football, doing DOdaily has been quite smooth for me, but the last few weeks have just shown that life throws in its ups and downs, doesn't it? I've got so much to be excited for, and sometimes it's a case of just like bouncing from one thing to another, and that's great, that's fantastic. But this week I've had to take real stock, try and check in through each episode and use the different motivations to keep me ticking over. But this week it's almost about sort of looking back to where it worked And I've been doing that all throughout, and Friday is always an opportunity to see how it's worked within the week. But like I say, one or two things have just kind of crept up on me. Yesterday was a great example. I come on, did my live episode, felt great about that. Went on to another YouTube channel with some great views. I was hosting a football channel, which I'm a lot more comfortable talking about. Some of the things I talk about here, whilst it's a real passion, whilst it's something I want to drive and get better at, explaining myself and my feelings and being comfortable with that and articulating it. Went on the football channel, that was absolutely brilliant. But during that, whilst I'm absolutely buzzing, flying, in full flow, during that we had a little fire at home, and it panicked myself and Kay. Kay in particular was downstairs, and a battery charger just blew up in the living room. And again, it's that sort of thing sometimes that can really knock you for six. But we kind of dealt with that, because we're in a good place. So we dealt with it, we kind of got on top of it, a little bit stressful, a little bit scary as much as anything. We can almost allow our imaginations to run away with us, and really sort of stress about what could have happened, and it wouldn't have been that far off. There were flames, full flames, and it was really, really scary. And again, if I'd not been in a good position where I'd been doing this check-in, over all this time, I'm positive at the moment anyway. I've been positive for a long time. Kind of trained my outlook to be positive these days, but for that sort of thing, what I'm getting to basically is that sort of thing could have really thrown us off track, could have thrown me off track, so a good week with some solid decisions, confident and happy about the decisions I've made, whilst it's not some of the decisions were tough, and things I didn't really want to change. I had to look at the bigger picture, and because I'd done that, I feel a lot more sort of on top of things. So when these little blips, and that's just an example, that fire sounds bizarre, doesn't it? Fire in the living room, but that's just an example of how things can really sort of come out the blue and really shock us. That was actually live on the football YouTube channel, which obviously people were looking in at whilst it was all a bit panicky. Got a lot of nice support there, a lot of nice words of how to deal with it and deal with things. And again, that's important, isn't it? The listening side of what we do, and whilst I'm someone here who likes to encourage, Friday's all about activity, getting out early, getting some fresh air, getting some headspace, getting somewhere like this, using all the benefits of nature and what it can do to make us feel good. Strong believer in the fact that doing physical health improves mental health. Nothing changes in all that. I reiterate those messages all the time. But again, just by sort of realising where you are, realising you're in a good place, you're in a strong place, you're mentally strong, it'd be so easy sometimes to get knocked off track. It's been indifferent in the way my routines have worked, and that's been part of the frustration this week. When I say it's been indifferent, I don't mean it's been up and down in terms of my mood. I've explained all the reasons for that, but it's been indifferent in terms of my routines, and I really want to get back to those. It feels like it's time to really set in and really set about some goals and targets again. Of course, that's one of the real reasons I do this, is to make myself accountable, but things happen. I've accepted that. That's what I was doing earlier in the week. That's what I've been doing throughout in all reality. But now it's about making it happen. When the blips happen, it's not a reason to throw us completely off track. Just keep getting back to the things that work. On a Friday, it's all about getting out for a walk. Even that's not worked how I wanted it to in the last couple of weeks. It's not been as early, it's not been to attack the day in the same way as I've done it for the last 2.5 years. But when I can do it in a place like this, on my own at the moment, but when I'm back in camp, full of great spirit, full of enthusiasm for what we've got to do, excitement, trepidation, a mixture of emotions. What more can we ask for? Going into a weekend where I'm going to surround myself with people doing great things, being inspired. That's what it's all about. Hopefully, sometimes some of the things I say might just inspire you to get out there, do some activity, on a Friday, any day if you can, but on a Friday, love to get up first thing. If you can get out there, you know, attack the day, you'll realise how much it does for you. You get those endorphins flowing. The middle part of your day feels amazing because you've done it. You know, you probably want to talk to people, communicate with people, tell them what you've done. And then at the end of the day, tiredness sets in. But again, that's not a negative, is it? Because it helps us sleep. It helps us sort of wake up a little bit better and make stronger decisions. And I guess now I'm saying all of this, now I've just said that in particular, that's where I've been this week, making real strong decisions to make things better. And safer in the knowledge of that, with that hiccup last night and with one or two things creeping in, it's not knocked me back. And that's a great place to be, isn't it? Ending the week knowing it's been another, I wouldn't say productive, but it's been another solid week. You know, not as enthralling as it and as exciting as some, but another solid week. And I'm in a location which I'm going to get so much from. A walk today, lots of running over the weekend, really excited about that, really looking to up my training and really attack it. So until Monday, hopefully I can tell you a little bit more about this and how it's worked. Just doing it.